Still Breakfast Central on News Central today, Tuesday, the 26th day of November 2019. Don't forget, we are still on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and also you're watching us live on YouTube and newscentral.africa. Use the hashtag NC Breakfast Central. We'll be going straight to Tech Tuesday, all about ride-hailing services as we know them, and safety when it comes to women, because we are still running with the theme about gender violence, ending the violence against women generally. And while ride-hailing services like your Ubers, your Taxifys, your Bolts are generally sometimes seen as safer than some public transportation, incidents of assaults and harassment against women have also received wide attention for some time now. Now, in the past 4 years, numerous cases have been counted in which taxi drivers in countries across Africa like Uganda, Nigeria, South Africa were accused of sexually assaulting or abusing women passengers. Now, some surveys also suggest that security fears can inhibit women's use of ride-hailing apps. One study of these services found that 17% of women riders said they don't use Uber more often because of a lack of women drivers, and 40% said they would prefer calling a woman driver if they traveled alone or at night. Now, to really help us make sense of all this, we're joined by Tonia Igbafe, who is a female driver herself with one of the ride-hailing apps, Uber. Well, Tonia, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Breakfast Central. Now, we're talking about gender-based violence because that's one of the activism that's going on right now. You are a driver when it comes to this ride-hailing like apps, Uber and what have you. Safety has been a really big issue, especially for women taking these services, especially at night. But from your experience, even as an Uber driver yourself, being female, what would you say about safety and these ride-hailing apps?
Okay. Lately, I use more of Uber.
Okay.
But when I started driving, I started with Taxify.
Okay.
So why?
Do women feel safe when, they go to their apps, they get a driver, they go to their apps, whichever one, and, they call and they hear a woman's voice and you drive in and they see it's you before they get into the car. Do they feel safer when they see you, knowing that you're a woman too?
Yes, I guess yes. Because they were like, wow, this is my first female driver. Okay. And I guess I'm not going to regret it and all that. So I guess they feel more safer than a guy. Yes.
And what about, first of all, female drivers generally are not so common, especially in the city of Lagos.
Yes,
and we're not talking about Uber services and ride-hailing services. Very few and far between. What about safety for you as a woman driver yourself? Okay.
Well, what I think Uber or Taxify need to do is this GPS tracker. If they can actually insert GPS tracker, not even for just the female, with the male drivers, so that they can monitor the movement of the drivers in case of stolen cars or kidnapping and all that, because a lot are really happening lately, and this is the period.
Okay. Have you experienced any, moments while you were driving, doing your job as a driver with the ride-hailing apps, and you didn't feel safe as a driver because you're a woman? Maybe one of
you mean with the riders?
No, you, the driver, being a woman, didn't feel safe because of the customers that you picked up.
That is when it's past 10. And if the riders are going beyond my own destination, sometimes I will just be like, let me just cancel this trip. But that's why I said earlier that I would have loved them to use these security trackers to track the drivers and all that.
What about people who've experienced trouble? Have they been? I'm sure you've perhaps met other drivers who are male, maybe not female. Have you ever experienced situations where your fellow drivers have been accused of one form of violence or harm against their customers who are female?
Against your customer who are female?
Yeah, that the customers are saying that the drivers harass them sexually or even if it's not harass them, but they're having an issue with the drivers and they don't feel safe because they are male. Any experiences on that front?
Yeah, a lot of drivers are saying it. Like, this is what happened. Female drivers, female riders, most female riders don't want to pay.
Okay.
You understand? So the next thing they just want to is, this is not a sexual assault. They want the driver to, like, instead of them paying, they ask the drivers to, like, sleep with them to cover up. You've
had the experience like that?
Yes, like 2-3 people.
And the drivers told you this?
No, like a riders would just be like, I don't know, do you have time? Can you spend time with me? I said, sorry, sir, I'm working with time. It's either this.
No, this is a customer now.
Yes. If a male customer, yes, told me that several times.
And while you were on the wheel?
Yes. Even there's this particular one, that was last week. I picked him up at, what's the name of this hotel here? It was going to the airport. So I was like, wow, female driver, do you have time? I was
time for what?
I said, time for what? Do you want to pick up something? Are you waiting for someone? I said, I just want to be with you. I said, sorry, sir, if you don't want to go, I can easily cancel the trip. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm just joking. And that was all.
And this, you agree, won't happen if it was a male driver, right?
They might want to do it.
If it was a male driver and a male customer.
No, that's not going to be possible. Male driver.
It's not going to happen. So why do you think that happened? Just because you're a woman behind the wheel? I'm
not sure. It's the particular rider.
All right.
That's it.
You as a driver with this ride-hailing apps, if you were to give tips for women, women customers, about their safety when using these ride-hailing apps for transport, what advice would you give or tips?
I don't know, because to me sometimes, I'm sorry to say this, I find female riders a little bit annoying. Female customers?
Yes. Or
riders.
Okay, riders. Okay, not drivers. Okay.
Riders. I find them a little bit annoying.
Why?
Because they give me issues. I don't know, maybe because I'm a female like them. You should know one thing about we females. Like, I guess there's a thing like we don't really like each other. I don't know.
That's another argument for another day.
So I don't really buy
because for the viewer who's watching now, and I said, oh, at least we have a female driver. Maybe she can give us advice how we can stay safe when we're using these apps. If you were to give any advice for safety for women, what would you share?
How do I put it? For safety for women, because I was thinking if there's a way Uber or Taxify can do it. I don't know, because the way I'm seeing it, a lot of female drivers are coming in now.
Oh, really?
Yes, they are driving. A friend just joined the e-hailing that was on Saturday. So female drivers are coming. If there's a way they can do the app, so when a female rider wants a female driver, if there's a way they can like
make it gender specific.
Exactly. So that would have been the best. Like I said earlier again, what we need for the both parties is a tracker. You understand? So that's it.
Wow. Well, there's a lot really going on, on the roads, especially for those who are, drivers and riders. Safety for riders has always been the number one with these ride-hailing apps. And you also suggested about trackers, for the apps, and also perhaps where a rider can ask for a specific gender. But don't you think that might also backfire? Not really backfire, but if I have an app, and with the app to get a ride, I can say I'm a man, and I'd say, okay, I want a woman driver, and I'm going specific. Don't you think that's another avenue where people that okay, safety of the woman driver now comes into play, because you never know what my intentions might be.
Yeah, I understand.
It's a tricky one, right?
Yes.
It's a tricky one. Well, how do you keep yourself safe when I said driver or woman?
Do I need to say it here?
Well, do you go to extra measures to keep yourself safe?
No, that's not it, because sometimes I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
I worked in 12 a.m.
Wow.
Yes. On Sunday, I worked in 12. That is 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
And sometimes I end up sleeping in my car because they already lock my gate.
Okay.
You understand? So the only thing I do in case of necessary is spinal. No, I haven't faced anything. But I just put my wrist spinal
on the side.
Yes, close to me in case
anything
of necessary. You understand? Yes.
Wow.
But the only person I have an issue with is a rider. And I won't lie to you, at the end of the day, I end up asking the rider politely that
step down.
To step down, I can continue with the trip. So it's as simple as that. It's not there. He didn't know where it's.
Okay.
He didn't know the location. So it was just so.
What about police? You know, relating with authorities, especially at night, police stop checkpoints and all that.
I was just like,
makes you safe.
Yes, I'm Uber.
You feel safe when you see them. Right? Yes. They don't harass you
at all. No.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tonia, for coming on the show and sharing with us your experience. You know, and stay safe out there. You know, we're talking about activism against all gender-based violence, even not just for the riders, also for the driver, and you as driver. So thank you so much.